Hey guys! I have been quite lazy with the Japanese ships until now, but as there are some crazy good choices on this tech tree as well, not to mention battleships already from tier 3, I definitely had to start working on them too. Today, we will have a look at the first Japanese ship you will command, the Katori, which was the lead ship of the Katori class light cruisers in the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II. This ship is a little beast, and I really enjoyed my time playing with it. Before we have a closer look at it, here is your usual escape route to the gameplay, as I have your timestamp ready in the description below. This time, I have a tier 1 game for you where I did 33,000 damage with 62 hits on the enemy. You can definitely have your fun with the Katori, that's for sure. With this settled, let's see where the Katori actually comes from. The ship had actually quite a short career, as it was launched in 1939 and sunk already in 1944. It got its name from the Shinto Katori shrine and was originally ordered to serve as a training ship. They eventually used these light cruisers mostly as administrative ships, taking care of some of the command and control duties in the fleets, but eventually they have been upgraded with AA guns and depth charges as well. The Katori eventually met its end in 1944 when the US Navy started a massive attack on Truk, where the Katori was also based most of the time. The US Navy attacked with 9 aircraft carriers, 6 battleships, 10 cruisers, and 28 destroyers. Imagine that kind of firepower coming straight towards you. The Katori was at that time just on an escort mission outside of Truk when it came under fire from fighters, torpedo bombers, and several salvos of torpedoes from destroyers, but it sustained only moderate damage. It wasn't until it was engaged by the USS Iowa, an American battleship, that it received fatal damage. After only 13 minutes and 10 devastating salvos, the Katori was sunk and the survivors were left to their fate by the fighting forces. So after the rather grim fate of the Katori, let's see what it has to offer in the game. Well, there are some crucial differences here to the Erie, the American tier 1 cruiser. Looking at the guns, we can right away see that they work with a different concept. Although the Katori has 4 main battery guns as well, it uses 4 140mm guns compared to the 152mm guns the Americans can upgrade to. This means that the Japanese ship has better rate of fire at 8.6 rounds per minute, but it has a somewhat lower damage and slower gun movement at 22.5 second turning speed over 180 degrees. The accuracy is also a lot worse, as well at 105 meters. But the firing range is almost a whole kilometer longer with a maximum range of 10.5 kilometers. So overall it's quite nicely balanced, and you can really make that rate of fire work. Just like the Erie, it doesn't have any secondary armaments either, and the AA guns, well, they are pretty much as useless as on the other side with 2 25mm guns and 4 times 2 25mm mounts. So that means that they have smaller calibers, but more guns for air defense. Not that it would really matter at tier 1. Mobility is overall worse, however, as it can only do 19 knots compared to the 21 knots the Erie can, and its turning circle is larger as well with 50 meters. It even has worse protection, as at best it has 51mm of armor compared to the maximum armor thickness of 88mm on the Erie. Where it all gets compensated is the health pool. While the Americans can work with 9,900 HP, the Katori gets 17,900 HP, which it will require as well. And last but not least, concealment is worse too, as it will already be spotted from 9.2 km away from sea and 5.5 km away from the air. Upgrade-wise, don't expect much, you can max it out pretty much with one good run anyway. The hull is necessary to upgrade in order to advance further, and it also gives you an extra 1,600 HP. While the gun upgrade gives you the 140mm main batteries for a somewhat slower rate of fire, but bigger punch. So that's the Katori for you. It takes a different approach to things than the Erie, but it's just as fun to derp around with it at tier 1. And if you don't believe me after these statistics, let me show you what I exactly mean through some gameplay. Alright, so here we are in the Katori, tier 1 Japanese cruiser, and we managed to get ourselves into a tier 1 game. There are only 2 tier 2 ships on each of the teams, so that will be a level 1 derp fest, mostly. It's domination mode, so that means there are 3 neutral cap circles that we will have to try to take for ourselves. There is a counter for both teams which stands at 300 each, and once you get to take one of the bases, that will generate every few seconds 4 points additionally to you. If you destroy enemy ships, that gives you a reward as well, but if you lose some of your ships, it's quite a lot of points lost at the same time. The goal is to reach 1000 before the enemy team does. You can do that by a couple of things. You can either take out the team completely, but if you let the enemy take and hold the bases while only focusing down on their ships, they can quite easily outcap you, so have to keep an eye on that, because people can get tunnel vision, as in most of the games. So in the beginning, I decided to go here, head to the right, sail along these outer islands, and okay, there are the first enemies spotted, heading for the cap. Let's see if we can lob some shells over these islands. I think we are good here. Aiming is probably not perfect. No, did not aim well with that one. With 19 knots you will not exactly zoom past these ships, so once you are in range you can quite comfortably pump shots into them. And finally I switched to AP, as we are pretty much the same tier. That's what we should be firing to do the maximum damage. That was a better hit. The reload is really fast on the Katori. So if you don't mess the aim up like I do, you can really keep on pumping these shots. And that's a more or less stationary target. I think it moves backwards. Interesting tactic. Okay, let's score some more shots. The accuracy is not amazing with this gun. It's not much worse than the... Oops, that was close. So it's not much worse than what the Erie has. Yeah, especially in low tier. Ooh, someone scored a really lucky hit. So especially in low tier, you really have to watch out for the other guys where they are sailing, because they will mostly not pay any attention whatsoever. It's down to you to avoid collisions. And they can be very dangerous. Not just because you can cause damage to each other, but also if you are a sitting duck, you can take quite a lot of damage from incoming enemy fire and you can't avoid it. Okay, let's finish off this damaged cruiser. Come on. Yes! It's gone, and oh, here is already the next customer. And yeah, I was completely tunnel visioned and I got myself into an unfortunate position. But it's alright, it's better to turn back here than to sail in front of all of those enemy ships. So I will keep on sailing here behind the islands from a reasonable distance and bombard these ships as we go. Good, some more hits, and those were good hits. That's a level 1 ship as well, so should be able to kill it unless somebody else does it first. Come on! Think. Oh, that was quite unfortunate. And no. Enemy gets him first. There are a lot of ships in this corner, so we have to be careful. Okay, there is an enemy cruiser sailing behind that island on G4, and he will just pop out behind the reach, so we will focus on him. He's already on fire, so hopefully we can spell the end of it. No, we have to re-aim a little bit. Just a bit more. Okay, that looks much better. Yeah. That's the good one. So yeah, that's not a position he should be sailing into. And he gets destroyed as well. But, at the same time, we might have taken out quite a few ships. However, enemy has taken 2 of the caps. It's definitely not something we would like to see. Luckily, one of the caps is being taken back, so hopefully we can support this guy by drawing the attention on us. There are 3 ships circling it. Okay, we managed to take Zone A, so that's good. Again, re-aim a little bit. That ship is sailing straight onto the end of the map, which will limit his turning capabilities. Alright. Just quickly turn a little bit to get closer to these ships. Yeah, quite far away. So, and we are not really accurate at these distances. We need to take care of this concentration of enemy ships. Now he's in range. Did see when the marker appeared. That means you can now take shots at him. And there we go. Minor damage. But look at the rate of fire we can pump these shots out. That's better.
Our team has taken the lead.
I'm so focused on this that it took a while until I could press repair. And that's a very beaten up enemy cruiser. Maybe we can get some shots into him as he sails behind that island. We managed to lob some shells over. And this does not look good. We take a lot of fire. But we cause a lot of damage as well on our side. And now we hold 2 out of the 3 caps. So it looks much better, even though we have both teams have taken quite a lot of damage at this stage. Come on, let's take out this enemy level 1 cruiser. It's not a difficult target, so let's just keep bombarding it. There are shells flying all around. Tier 1 madness! Come on! We can do it! That was unlucky. That was better. We are taking shots from several ships at this stage. Oh, almost there, almost there. Come on, one more good shot. Okay, 2 more good shots. And we get taken out. We score some more hits on the enemy. It's quite unfortunate, so close. We're taken out. It seems I was still taken out by that guy. Cool nickname. And yeah, this is really close. Hopefully the team can pull a win out of this one. I think we did alright, 71 hits. 2 ships sunk. I think we pulled our weight in this one. So let's see. That's what's left. It's not bad. I don't know on what kind of health the other ships are. So we are now capturing Zone B as well, which will be crucial. But we can't afford to lose any more ships, and the enemy is coming probably to take Zone A from us. Can't have that. Oh yes, there they are. And there is a ship way out of position on the 9 line. It will take ages till he gets better with the speeds these ships can do. Oh shit. You can pretty much see that that our destroyer is on no health whatsoever, so if anyone sneezes in its general direction, he will go down. But we are in the lead at the moment, so just have to push the advantage. I'm holding all of the zones. Cat counter is going down quite fast, which is good. And
Our victory is in sight.
this friendly Katori is taking out the guys left, right and center. He's doing excellent work. Well, he's taking some fire, so have to be careful. Oh, then that looks good. That's a really beaten up enemy cruiser, so I think we will be able to finish him off and don't even have to wait for the cap to run down. Let's jump over here. And I think this Erie might get the finishing shot off. Come on! So close torpedoes coming in as well. And there we go. We have him. Whew, that was quite tense. Alright, so not a bad result overall. 68,000 credits earned, 2,000 XP. Let's see how we did in the team. Yay! Top of the team! Woo! Yeah, Katori is a lot of fun to drive. So is the Erie. It's a really good start for the cruiser lines. And there we go. About 33,000 damage done in a tier 1 ship. It's not a bad result at all. Alright, so that was the Katori. Fun little ship. Great entry for the Japanese line. So that was a quick look at the Japanese tier 1 cruiser, the Katori. Quite a fun little ship. It will only get better from here, especially as you can already get your hands on some battleships as from tier 3. So that was it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Next week we will continue with finishing looking at the Stuck family in World of Tanks, having a closer look at version B and version G, and we will finally also start to check out the battleships in World of Warships. Have a great weekend, guys, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.